What's up, people of the internet? My name is Dabacab, and today we're going to review another Artifact tournament round. So the day that this video goes live, the NDA is being lifted for Artifact, which means everyone who's been in the closed beta so far will be able to start streaming and producing original content. I will not be one of those people. I am in the second phase beta instead of the first phase beta, which means I'm not able to do that until Monday when the beta starts. So I won't have any original content over this weekend, but come Monday, I will start being able to produce original content. So big news, good news for everyone in general. But in the meantime, we're going to review Artifact tournament content because that's the only semi-new content that we have today. Also, and before I get into this video, I have Artifact beta keys to give away. I've had these for a while. I know these are much less valuable than they were a long time ago because the beta is only a week long. We thought it'd be a month long, but turns out it's just a week long. But nonetheless, I've got 2 beta keys, and as I promised, I chose 2 random comments from among my YouTube videos, and you guys are going to get one of these keys. I'll try to remember to contact you this morning, but if I forget, then I'll do it later. But feel free to remind me by sending me an email. Anyways, the winners are HMS Triumph and Bosch 420. So go ahead and send me an email, dabacab@gmail.com, and once you confirm that that's your email, I can send you the beta keys. But like I said, I'll reach out to you. So anyways, let's get into the match. So on the bottom half of the map, we have Mogwai, who is running a 3-color deck: green, black, and 1 red hero, Bristleblack, Splash, and red. And Finno is playing a blue-red deck. And unfortunately, the casters missed the very, very beginning of this game. What we missed is Bristleback, or rather Mogwai played a Bronze Legionnaire in the bottom lane. It looks like Finno did nothing but pass, and so both of the heroes have each killed a melee creep. And then we move on into lane 2. Neither side can cast anything, so that's that. Lane over. And then here in this lane, Compel isn't going to do you much good, so you ignite. Yep, and you probably ignite lane 1 because lane 1 is wide, and that's where Bristleback is. So having piercing damage in Bristleback's lane is super, super convenient. Okay, so now we have Debbie and Prelix. I think I would deploy Debbie in the right lane because there's a 50% chance she lands in front of Luna, which will kill off Luna. That's fantastic for you. And if I'm deploying Prelix, I think I probably deploy her into lane 1 because there is a only 33% chance she lands in front of Bristleback, in which case she's insta-dead, and there's a 66% chance she lands in front of one of those melee creep, which she can survive 1 turn of, and hopefully you can find some defensive items. But the important thing is that she will start generating melee creep, which will help you deal with this wide lane. And I definitely wouldn't put her in lane 2 just because Phantom Assassin is there, so she's probably not going to survive if she drops there. Though there's a 50-50 chance she could land in in front, not in front of Phantom Assassin because the melee creep lands in front of melee assassin or Phantom Assassin instead. So yeah, I agree. I would put her in lane 1. I think you could put her in lane 3. It's just then you've got 2 blue heroes in lane 3, and that's it's a little bit better to spread out your blue mana. So yeah, I think I'd put her here. So Bristleback has curved into the Timbersaw, which actually is going to make the Timbersaw tougher because of the reactive armor passive. So let's discuss plays here. The only plays that Mogwai can make are New Orders plus Viscous Nasal Goo, or Viscous Nasal Goo, not both of them. You could Viscous Nasal Goo the Timbersaw, which would be enough to kill him off. Actually, it would put him at 0 armor, and he's taking exactly 10, so that would kill off the Timbersaw and give the Bristleback 2 armor. So that's a pretty good play. You could New Orders the Bristleback into the Prelix, but to be honest, I think I'd rather go for the Viscous Nasal Goo because it's more on curve. And it's just more mana efficient, and you're basically, you can secure a hero kill on Timbersaw anyways. Mogwai knows that Finno doesn't have any items, so he doesn't have any like surprise healing in his hand. As for Finno, he can compel, but there aren't really any good compel targets. He could clear the deck, which would be fantastic actually, because his heroes are so spread out. So that would represent a total of 16 cleave damage, which is a boatload actually. So I would definitely clear the deck, unless actually if Bristleback new orders into the Prelex, then Finno could compel the Bristleback back into the Timbersaw. But I think he needs to save the compel to save the Luna in lane 3. So even then that might not be the best play. And he Viscous Nasal Goose the Prelex, which I am uncertain about because this doesn't actually kill the Prelex, is the thing. Right? She's going to take 4 damage, which is a lot, but she's still going to survive, which is kind of a problem. Though he's got Pick Off, actually. He can, Mogwai can play Pick Off right now and just kill off Prelex from this lane. I guess that was sort of the 1-2 combo he wanted to do so that he could kill off Prelex. The thing about Prelex is you always want to kill her off the turn she comes down, because if she survives to the next turn, then she's going to start producing melee creep, which is kind of sucky. So yes, that finishes her off. She's kaput. And in the second lane, which we can talk about once the casters move over, yeah, nothing else is going on. And in this lane, we're almost certainly going to see Compel. You compel the Debbie into the melee creep because it will spare Luna her life. Keep her alive. And Mogwai plays a unit. I personally strongly prefer the Satyr Duelist here because you want the Satyr Duelist to start growing. Also, it's a little bit better to play the Aggloti Vandal later in the game because the surprise damage to the tower can be quite useful. Okay, let's talk about deployment. We have a Chin. I think you just play the Chin in lane 1 because he probably won't be able to kill the Timbersaw, but he can start chipping away at his health. Lane 2 is a little bit dangerous because of the Ursa, which is quite large, and lane 3 already has a strong presence. As for Finno, you have the Ogre Magi. I think I would probably play the Ogre Magi onto lane 1 because you don't have to worry about the Bristleback because the Bristleback is going to die to the Ignite off the bat. Actually, that's the other reason to put Chin in lane 1 is because he's not going to have a hero there at the start of the turn. So definitely Chin in lane 1, probably Ogre Magi in lane 1 as well. You really got to watch out for those improvements because they can wipe out your heroes and suddenly you realize, like, oh, shoot, I thought I had heroes in this lane. Nope. They got ignited and conflagrationed and all these other nasty improvements that completely took them out of the game. Yep, both going to lane 1. Okay, so what are the options here? So long, Bristleback. Okay, so Finno has initiative. He has a bunch of options, actually. Ridmus Pillager is really tempting. The issue is if he plays Ridmus Pillager, then he can reasonably assume that Mogwai would just play a unit in front of it, which would suck. So I think I would pass on Ridmus Pillager. He could Enrage, which would kill off the Chin. That's a pretty tempting play, actually. And he can play Messenger Rookery into any of the lanes that I have to see. That would use up all of his mana very efficiently, and it would give him an opportunity to start winning combat in future lanes with Messenger Rookery. Probably, well, I guess, I don't know. Lane 2, just so we can start getting value out of that red hero in that lane. Relentless Zombie's not going to do him any good. Ridmus Pillager is too much of a risk. It's tempting, but you kind of don't want to play Ridmus Pillager with initiative. It's just too likely it's going to get countered. So the Enrage comes down. Chin is, well, probably going to survive actually because of the Furline Mantle. So I think what Mogwai wants to do is just play Unearthed Secrets because that'll start getting him card draw. And he could play Satyr Duelist in lane 3, I suppose, if he wanted to. Yeah, because if he puts it in front of the ogre is just going to kill it, which would kind of suck. So yeah, just get the card draw. Intimidation, interesting. Okay, so in this lane, yeah, you messenger rookery, the Phantom Assassin. Let's talk about what else is going on. He can Ridmus Pillager, but once again, he wants to know that it's safe to do that. It actually is safe to do that, but he might not know that because he doesn't know if Mogwai has any creep in hand. But nonetheless, because you don't really have any other better cards to play, I think I would just play the Ridmus Pillager anyways. And worst case scenario, just kills a unit. As for Mogwai, there's actually nothing he can do except for Healing Salve. And those Ridmus Pillagers are going to start growing, multiplying like bunnies. 2 in the lane now. Kinda rough. Alright, lane 3. I'd love to talk about lane 3 if the casters would go back to it. Pretty please. Any day now. We'll head back to lane 3 where the action is, instead of talking about Ridmus Pillager, which is a very cool card, in all honesty. Please go back to lane 3. Why are you so obsessed with this lane? Okay. So we saw the Satyr Duels come down. Smart play. I really wish you'd done that last turn though. And the Relentless Zombie is going to come down in front of the Treant. Even though that's going to be enough to kill the Treant, it's probably not going to, because the Treant's probably going to find some sort of cloak or armor or healing salve. And Fino is pulling the Luna out, probably to put Luna where? I guess anywhere. You could put so it's going to be Luna and Prelix divided between lane 1 and 2. Which lanes those are going to be, I'm not quite sure. My guess is you put Prelix in lane 1 because lane 2 is already going super wide with the Ridmus Pillagers. So you put Prelix in lane 1 for width, and then you put Luna in lane 2 to spread out the blue mana. I think that's the play. Looks like he agrees with me. We'll see. Where's he going to put that Luna? Alright, super smart to spread out that blue mana. Get at least one of those blue heroes. And yeah, Prelix would have been a little bit redundant. You don't really need melee creeps when you got Ridmus Pillagers multiplying. Okay, so what's the play? Mogwai can only play Healing Salve and Intimidate. If he intimidates an enemy here, there's a 50% chance it's going to go into the third lane, which is a pretty good scenario for Mogwai because he's dominating that lane so well. Having a hero there wouldn't hurt him at all. It would basically only help him. Though, another option is to intimidate your own Chin out, because you don't have to win this lane anymore, and he could start trying to win lanes 2 and 3 rather than this already sort of getting stomped lane 2. And having Chin in lane 2 is a little bit better because that's where the Ridmus Pillagers are, so he could steal a Ridmus Pillager potentially. As for Fino, playing another Ridmus Pillager in his lane is looking like a really good option, especially if Mogwai uses his mana. But my guess is he's not. My guess is he's going to Healing Salve first to predict so that he can see what Fino is doing. So I think the play is that I think here's the play. So I think that if Mogwai passes or just plays the Healing Salve, you play the Barracks into either lanes 1 or 2. And if he actually spends mana, then in that case, Fino should play the Ridmus Pillagers. Healing Salve on the Chin. So that kind of disrupts Fino's plans for the Ridmus Pillager. He could Enrage the Timbersaw. He could Barracks. He could Eclipse. That's not going to kill the Chin though. Though with the Timbersaw it will. Oh, he does actually intimidate him out. Interesting. In this case, what's the play? Is it just pass? Just let the lane get wide with Prelix? You could actually, no, I was about to say you could teleport someone else. All right, lane 2. One of those Red Mist Pillagers is going down. So what do you do here, Spino? The play is obviously either Red Mist Pillager or Ogre Conscript or Barracks. As for Mogwai actually can't play anything. I think I would Barracks. I would Barracks lane 1 because yeah, I think I would Barracks lane 1 because this one, oh, he happens to double the Red Mist Pillagers, so he's gonna have 4 Red Mist Pillagers next turn. See, I felt that was a little bit redundant because he was about to have 2 Red Mist Pillagers next turn anyways. Oh, though it's possible he's trying to prep for the inevitable Chin steal, but Chin's about to die is the thing. So Chin might not have an opportunity to steal that unit at all. In fact, Mogwai doesn't look like he has an answer in his hand. So it looks like that precautionary measure to keep Red Mist Pillagers in the lane turned out to be a little bit redundant. So for that reason, I would have thought that Barracks would have been probably the better card to play. And there are so many Red Mist Pillagers in this lane. Oh my gosh. So here I'm kind of feeling no accident would kill that creep and free up a bunch of damage. It would also kill save the Treant Protector, which you might not want actually. You might actually want the Treant Protector to die so you can redeploy it into another lane, because he's already kind of handily winning lane 3. So he could instead Disciple of Nevermore plus Unsupervised Artillery. It's a bit overkill though, because this lane's already getting won quite handily. So that is what he opts for. Looks like he might be, well, he's definitely putting some pressure on this lane. As in, Mogwai's got maybe 3-4 more turns before the game gets destroyed due to the core going down. So Finno's kind of under a clock. There's just a lot of damage in this lane. Minus 38. That's 2 turns actually. With the Unsupervised Artillery, that's that core is going down. So Finno is really under a clock with this one. He's got to win both lanes. So for that reason, Mogwai, all he has to do is just win one lane long enough. But of course, lane 2 is actually going to get burnt down pretty quickly as well, because those Red Mist Pillagers are dealing exponential damage every turn. Plus, lane 2 resolves before lane 3, so Finno might get an opportunity to win the game before Mogwai wins the game 2 turns from now. Okay, so what are the plays here? Finno has Barracks, Ogre, Conscript, and Rage. Whirling Death wouldn't be a bad option because it shreds the attack value of both of these 2 heroes. You definitely want to play some variety of items, whatever they may be. And then maybe that'll cost 2 mana, leave them with 5. Then probably a Barracks or an Enrage or a New Orders. It kind of depends. The thing is, he's got to be expecting a coup de grace. And the worry is that you play Enrage on Timbersaw and then Timbersaw gets coup de grace, which would really sting. As for Mogwai, he has red and black mana. He could coup de grace. He could no accident the Prelix to kill it off. He could hip fire and no accident the Ogre Magi to kill it off, though that's assuming that no healing items come down in there at all. He could Viscous Nasal Goose something, but that's not really going to make that much of a difference. I think you start by no accidenting the Prelix. Just take it off, get rid of it. That's just 3 mana for hero kill, which is pretty solid. Finno, as for Finno, I think you start off with Whirling Death. I think. Because, oh yeah, start off with an item. I'm mistaken. You always start off with the items. Because it gives you an opportunity to see what the opponent is doing. I mean, in terms of like playing mana-based cards, I think you start with Whirling Death. You could just go all out and just play Ogre Conscript and just say, forget it. Who cares if he kills off one of my heroes? I'm just going to play this massive unit, and he's going to be so big, it doesn't matter, because he's going to destroy the tower. What's the play here? Coup de Grace is tempting. If he Coup de Grace the Ogre Magi, then that will allow him to New Orders the Bristleback into the Prelix. They actually give the Bristleback 4 armor. No. Viscous Nasal Goo. Huh. She was already so vulnerable. That, like, what's the point? So now Prelix is going to die to 1 point of damage. Keenfolk Musket. I'm thinking no accident on Prelix. I feel like Mogwai probably could have played this turn a little bit better. I'm not really in love with how he spent his mana. But now that all this mana has been spent, Finno can do whatever he wants. So you play the Whirling Blades, you play the Barracks wherever you want, and then you just start killing, man. Actually, you could musket the Assassin now that the Whirling Blades have shredded her health some. That'll be just enough to kill the Phantom Assassin because of the negative armor. And then play Barracks. No, he goes for New Orders. Interesting. So that's going to kill off both of these heroes. Smart. That's actually quite smart. I wasn't focusing on that. I would have played the Barracks. I didn't really focus on the Bristleback kill. I was more concerned about spending my mana efficiently. So you definitely must get the Phantom Assassin, right? Because that'll kill her off. That's what I would do. Oh my gosh. In lane 3, the Disciple of Nevermore just happened to be the one unit to get a creep in front of it. That's so unlucky. That's the one unit you want to keep alive because it's going to be leading to the most overall damage done. That really stings for Mogwai. Because in this lane, these Red Mist Pillagers are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. After this there's going to be 6. So he opts to Barracks in lane 3. He doesn't want to win lane 3. He just wants to slow down that huge push because there's actually a boatload of damage coming into the tower. So he's thinking, you know, this game is over in like 2 or 3 turns if I don't do something about lane 3. So he's just going to throw a Barracks over there. That way he's got more time to deal with lanes 1 and 2. In fact, he might just be playing the stall game as well because now that he's got 6 Red Mist Pillagers, all he has to do is just survive for a turn or 2. And the Barracks are definitely going to help him do that. The Hipfire, oh my god, 42 damage. Actually, he's going to have to deploy Luna into lane 3 if Finno wants a chance to survive this, because there's just too much damage in that lane. Too much damage. And unfortunately for Finno, he doesn't have any blue cards in his hand currently to stop that to stop that massive wave. So for Mogwai, honestly, I think the play is to go all in on lane 3. You can't really win lane 1. You have no chance of winning lane 2. So I think you just try and burn down the tower on lane 3. Just go all in. You've got your Disciples of Nevermore. The issue though is if Luna plays a Eclipse or like an Annihilation or any sort of powerful blue spell that wipes the board, you're dead. It is game over. But I feel like that's kind of a necessary risk. Finno does have one Annihilation in his deck. That would be real bad to draw. He got to compel enough magic. Yeah. So, Mogwai's plays are what? Hand of God doesn't really help him much. Definitely Potion of Knowledge. He's going to need that. I guess Roseleaf Druid, though. You might even want to pass that. Let me see. He cares about lane 3. Lane 3 has black and green mana. Hand of God could be useful. Roseleaf Druid could be useful. So he could, in lane 3, play Roseleaf Druid plus Keenfolk Turret, or he could Coup de Grace, or he could Hand of God. So he has to decide if he wants to play, if he's planning on playing Roseleaf Druid in lane 3, because if he is, he definitely doesn't want to use it this turn. But, oh, it looks like he's not even using the Potion of Knowledge. He cares so much about initiative. He's just passing so that he can cast something. Oh, of course, Coup de Grace. He wants to kill the Luna before the Eclipse. That's what he's worried about. So he's going to give up initiative on 2 lanes in order to ensure that he gets that Coup de Grace on the Luna, which will open up the lane, which will mean he'll basically be able to, I assume, kill the tower. I'd have to check and see, how the arrows landed. And but I think this might actually be lethal for Mogwai. I think Mogwai's won the game because these Red Mist Pillagers, it's just not going to be enough, man. Minus 31 damage. Ooh, minus 53 damage now. So Mogwai basically has to win this right now. Right now. Yep, there you go. Coup de Grace. Taking that Luna out. It's really unlucky that it burned his Potion of Knowledge. Oh, yep. Mogwai just won. He burned down the lane. It was a really smart play. Very adaptive. So anyways, that's the match for today. I've got another Artifact tournament video coming out tomorrow. And then on Monday, hopefully, I'll have an original video for you guys. But I might not publish it in the morning. I might publish it in the evening because I don't know what time the new stuff comes out. So if it comes out super late, I have to be able to record super late. So we'll see. But anyways, Artifact is super close, you guys. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Dabicab out.